And we are go, maybe?
Yeah, we're a go.
Okay.
And we're back. Sorry about that.
We apologize, everyone. We will make sure to get. I just saw Joe's post on the page. And it's like that ghost is. I mean, that skull is so freaky. Anyway, um, I can't see our link actually. Our feed. Can you?
Yeah, it just popped up.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
gotta love live shows and technical difficulties and
Yeah,
being
especially after we've
banned in
been.
249 countries.
Well, I guess if we're going to be famous for something, might as well make it across the world. So,
Right?
jeez, Antonio. Okay, anyway. All right. Yes, I like that, Carrie. Thank you. Take two. All right, so let's try this again. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're all having a great night. We are excited to hang out with y'all. What's still crazy about this, Sandy, is like thinking still like Wednesday nights are like our wrap up for the week or kind of thing or
I
whatever. You
know,
know what I
right?
mean? And I still can't feel like if it's should we do Monday, Tuesdays with guests, and then Wednesday should just be us alone, like because I kind of miss those like Freaky Fridays, True Crime Friday, the Food Fridays. I kind of miss those special themed ones for us. But I
Uh-huh.
also like the catch up, and I love our new games that we've been doing.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got to tell us how much if you really like those games or what, and what you would like to see more out of those or whatnot, because
Hi,
those are fun to
Nicole.
do. Hey, Nicole.
Anita, we got booted again like we did last night.
You know,
Copyright infringement or something.
copywritten, so
Who
don't
knows?
copy me.
But
Anyway.
anyway, I'm glad you guys are back. So I wanted to tell you guys, y'all know I had told you, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, my niece was back in the hospital for rehab. They had told her that she was going to have to stay for till November the 24th. And so my sister-in-law has been an amazing advocate. She's like, oh, why is she having to stay? Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, she got to go home today. Needless
Oh,
to
good for
say,
her.
she got to go home. And so that was awesome. They stopped by to say hi on their
Hmm.
way out of town.
Uh,
And then
Out of
have y'all
town.
heard of those Corel dishes? Like you're not supposed to be able to break, to chip or anything.
Yeah, and put that in the comments because I don't remember them, but I do remember a dish, Sandy, that was what you described. But I've never been good with names, so it very well, it's probably the same thing. So
If y'all know what I'm talking about when I say Corel dishes, I mean, I'm talking about your mama had these, your grandma had these, somebody in your family had these Corel dishes, and they've been handed down generation.
they're
Anyway,
legit, huh?
yeah. And so I had sent Jamie a picture earlier, and I'm like, Jamie, this is how my day was. So I made chicken tortilla soup tonight,
Mm.
and I heard like a crack, and I was like, what was that? And it was I had sat my bowl down, and it was my bowl that busted on my counter. And so Eric had to come to the rescue. But then I was like, oh, Kate, get a picture for the show.
That was legit. So I'm reading off of their website, right? And it says most of the dinnerware is made from melamine, a type of plastic which is break resistant. However, Corel dinnerware is made from tempered glass that is chip and scratch resistant. It is vital to note. It is vital to note,
Okay, tell
though,
me.
that Corel dinnerware is break resistant, but not unbreakable.
Okay, so I think we've had that in our heads for a really long time because we might have gotten lucky that our stuff didn't break when it fell. But anyway, so I don't know if you have a second to share that picture, Jamie.
Picture or the oh
Uh,
yeah, picture.
yeah,
Yep,
I was
yep.
gonna just share the picture.
Okay, yeah. Hold
This software needs an enema.
on. Here we go.
So Carrie, in the meantime, while you're doing that, Carrie says she loves the 2 cents. Hi, Joanne.
You do, Carrie?
Nicole.
Awesome. There we go.
There is my Corel dish.
Oh,
I mean, just split right in half. Have you ever heard like when your windshield cracks? That's exactly what that sounded like.
Really?
Yes, and Eric's didn't bust like that because I served him in the same dish.
Yours must have been used to microwave a lot more often.
Well,
I
I
don't know.
don't
I
ever
don't know about that. I just
microwave.
said that.
I
That's
was
all
like, I don't ever microwave, so I don't know. Anyway, that was my day. Did you want to share? Do we have time to share that video?
we, I don't know. To be honest with you, we can just because it's funny.
So this guy in this video is experimenting with his Corelle dishes, and it's so funny. But Carrie said, I know, girl. We had white ones with little green flour. Yes, my mom has those too, all around the rim of the plates and bowls. I might have tried to bust one over my little brother's head when I was 4 because he ate a piece of my cake. Oh.
Freaking Sandy. Here we go.
So y'all watch this. This guy's so proud of his Corelle dish, just like I was.
Do y'all remember those Corelle, like unbreakable dish commercials? I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I literally just dropped it on the bowl, and it just like it bounced from here to here, and it's fine. And I can assure you, Corelle, they are break and chip resistant. It says it right there. It is. It's true as fuck. Okay.
Huh?
Yeah. Yep. Good enough.
Oh wow.
That was like Joe, right?
Oh.
Do y'all remember?
Pink chip ball, Corelle.
That thing just exploded. That thing just
Right.
exploded.
That was the opposite of scratch or break resistant. That was like susceptible to long drops. I don't know. Like,
wow. Why would you just? Oh my.
Well,
goodness.
because you're trying to test it because your whole life you've been told these are unbreakable. That's almost like saying the Titanic was unsinkable.
Oh, man,
well, that's what they
funny.
said. So
that's funny.
that was a hashtag Titanic moment.
Okay. Hey, Mr.
Yeah.
Pineapples.
What's happening?
Who do we have on the show tonight?
Oh gosh, I hope you just look really. I'm sorry. Anyway,
just ignore me. Just ignore my grill.
I'm trying to. Yeah. So tonight, guys, we got some special guests coming on. We're talking about having. Oh gosh, let me just start over. I got a couple friends who live up here with me. Their name are Jacob and Leti Green. They have been a really sweet couple. I have had the pleasure of knowing them for a while. Jacob has done some work over here for my house when it almost caught fire one night. He's an electrician by trade, and he came and fixed that up. And then Leti she's also a photographer, Joe. So I don't know what it is, but we just photographers gravitate to this show for some reason, and our photographers always seem to have like more than 3 skills, and it's like, okay, Joe's just a good photographer, that's it. And so
Joe has 2 skills.
What's the other? Oh, napping.
The napper.
That's right.
Thank you, Sandy, for remembering that.
So,
that is a special skill.
Yes.
Both of them together, though, I remember when they were having some challenges, and when we were talking about heartstrings, things to tug on people's hearts for this month, I had thought about them, and I was like, oh, I hope they say yes. So they did. So tonight they're going to come on here, and they're going to show their story. We're going to shine the spotlight on them. What are you doing?
He's adjusting.
Don't worry about me.
I'm sorry. You're just
make
like,
the
okay.
intro.
So they are going to come on tonight, and they are going to share their story. And I want you to pay attention because it's a very encouraging story, and it's a wild story as far as I'm concerned. And I'm just going to let them come on and tell it for us, okay? So without further ado, please welcome our Babymakers, Jacob and Leti Green.
What?
Hi, guys.
Yay! I like you changed their name to Babymakers. How awesome is that?
I didn't actually.
I signed in like that.
Sweet.
So thank you both for coming on tonight. I appreciate it. I hope it's not too late for both of you. I know Jacob's an early bird, to be honest. So.
No, we're doing good.
Okay.
Yep. In fact, the watching that bowl break kind of pricked me back up. That was
that was
Sandy, we have the same set at our house, the black rim with the white bowl. And
oh, really?
Mm-hmm. We have like the plates that match it too. And he's
so do I.
Talking about, and he was like, the plates that we have. I'm like, oh, right.
That's funny.
So be careful then. So be careful. So both of you, Jacob, Leti, tell us a little bit about yourselves so that you can, get to know the audience. So the audience gets to know you a little bit, please.
Okay. Well, we have been married now for almost 7 years. And we now have 2 children and 1 on the way.
Oh,
So we're
congratulations.
excited
Thank
about
you.
that.
They're trying to catch up to me. Yeah, dang.
We met in our campus ministry at church. Letty had moved down here to Normal, Illinois, and we met through campus and had a couple of dates. And
Okay, but he wasn't even interested in me. He was like not even. And I was like,
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Now the truth is coming out.
Oh,
Right.
you were smitten with him,
"That
and he was
is
just a late
true."
bloomer.
Like I wasn't even thinking about anything, and I was like, oh my god, he's so cute.
I was a young Christian
Yeah.
disciple at the time, and I was trying to figure out life. But we did go on our first date, and then that
I
first
need to
date,
use that next time.
Right.
first date, I knew I was like, well, I think she's the one. So you
Oh,
know,
wow.
we worked on
Aw.
it. It was August 18th of 2012
Look at this guy.
Really?
on our first date.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, your first date.
First
Mhm.
date. And then we
Okay.
started dating, like
Yeah.
boyfriend girlfriend in December
Yep.
of that year.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that y'all like to do in terms like when you can go out to eat and when you can go out and do some activities? What are some of those things?
Go out to eat. What's that?
Yeah, I know.
Let's go back to the year 2019. What y'all do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just pretend like we're not even talking about 2020.
Yeah.
we like to have. I mean, we like to go out to eat. There's a restaurant in town that's small plate, and it's
Oh,
really good. It's
yeah.
called Anju Above, and it's my favorite restaurant. We like to
That
go
is a good place, actually.
Korean
It's so
small
good.
plate food, and that's probably our favorite place. We don't go there more than maybe like twice a year. So when we
Yeah.
do go, we eat as
It
much.
likes
as
to-
we can.
It likes to put a vacuum into your pockets. That's why,
Yeah,
guys.
well,
Oh
it does.
my
It's worth it, but it's definitely up there. So
It's like an anniversary place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
like it's a Korean place, and I'm like, I always go there for the pizza. I'm like, their pizza's so good.
That's funny.
oh, the pizza up here in the north is definitely good. What about your activities? What are some of y'all's favorite activities to do together?
We like to play some games. Recently, we haven't been playing a lot of games, but
Yeah.
there are some board games, some card games we like to play.
Mhm.
We watch a lot of TV together.
Yeah. So we just started watching. Oh my gosh.
I
What?
don't know anything about Star Wars, okay? And I'm 31 years old, and everyone talks about
Okay,
it.
it's over. Go ahead. and end it.
No,
It's fine.
Wait, thank you everyone for coming tonight.
Right, exactly.
Six movies, yeah.
we're 6
in.
movies in, so
Okay.
2 weeks.
All right.
This
So
is the first time for both of us, and we're like, these movies are so boring. And then, and now,
he's gonna kick us
and
off
then-
again.
What the
and then
crap?
last night, like we were watching one of the
I
movies.
think my
and heart rate
speakers
was,
are
like,
off.
Oh. So yeah, my heart rate was like going really high. I was like, oh my gosh, like on the edge of my seat.
Nice.
It's interesting, but
Yeah,
we hadn't watched it, so I kind of wanted to know more about it, and
yeah.
that's what we've been doing the last couple of weeks in our
So did you start with 1, 2, and 3, or did you start with 4, 5, and 6?
Yeah, in chronological.
We're
order.
going in chronological order so we can understand it. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay,
That
but they
didn't
made
answer for me.
they made it past
Chronologically
3.
in our life or chronologically in the movies?
Right.
In the movie, like in their timeline.
In their timeline. So 1, 2, and 3. Right.
And then-
Phantom Menace is the first one you watched.
Yes, episode 1, episode
Okay.
Menace. Yeah,
3.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though they're
gotcha.
totally named wrong.
Like,
Yeah.
Crazy. Back and
What?
like year wise, it's like the animation is like really good, and then it's like really crappy, and then it's like really good, and then it's really crappy, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
Exactly.
so cheesy.
Sandy and Carrie are in the same boat. They both have never watched Star Wars either.
The next one we have
And-
to watch is A New Hope, which was the very first one to come out. So
Oh boy.
Yes.
it's going to be difficult to watch.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm
Yeah,
not
we
gonna-
can't.
Just FYI, y'all are stressing them two out. I'm just fine. Y'all.
I do know that is Darth
Did you-
Vader's theme song.
Only
Oh,
because
okay.
the subtitles on and it says Darth Vader theme song.
I don't know what we would have done without subtitles. Because I remember when we had our when Eva was first born, and those subtitles, man, it was like, oh, okay, we can watch a movie actually without waking the babies up. So yeah. Anyhow, so okay, great. Well, let's get to kind of the reason why we asked you guys on the show. So why don't you tell us a little bit about? I don't want to call it because I mislabeled it or missaid it last time. So just tell us all why we brought you on the show. What was it that I asked y'all to talk about?
Our infertility journey.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Very good. Very good. Pineapples.
Yeah.
Thank you. I try. And so, okay, so for those of us that don't know anything about that, I know it's an issue. I know people have troubles with that. So why don't you help us who are ignorant of that type of journey? Why don't you give us a little lesson on what that means, at least from your perspective or whatever?
Like, where do we even start?
There are a lot of different things that keep women from having babies,
Yeah.
and Leti has one of those.
Issues.
Yeah, and it is
Yes.
polycystic ovarian syndrome,
Mhm.
or
Oh.
PCOS.
So in this case, it's her fault.
Yes.
Get Jacob's
The thing is, they never rule out the dad either.
Right. They never really.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had to
So,
do my part in getting tested and things as well along the way. So
Hmm.
yeah.
even though they knew she had PCOS, they
Yes.
said, "Well, we still need to make sure that all your swimmers are doing good."
Yeah.
Well, that
because
makes sense. That
they
makes
could
sense.
play a huge factor in it, because if it's both of us, then it's like even harder. But for us, it was.
So wait. Let's back it up.
Yeah.
Why did you go and get tested for this? Was there something that caused you guys to do this, or had you been?
Start with,
So let me give you a little background. My parents adopted me because for 5 years they tried to have kids, so they adopted me, and then half a year later I have a brother. So
Biological or
a
yeah.
biological brother. So what was y'all's reasoning?
This is crazy. So I feel like for some reason I have like the worst of luck when it comes to doctors, but basically, I was diagnosed, I think like when I was 16, or whenever you first go to the OB, and they told me like, oh, we found a cyst on your ovary. And so we didn't really think anything of it, because like I wasn't trying to have kids at that point.
Right.
Like, I was
You're
like,
like, thanks.
Yeah.
moving on. Like, but then when Jacob and I got married, we talked about like just waiting for a year, and so I was on birth control, which was a bad idea, because just the added hormones, and we didn't really know where my hormones were at. But I went in for like my routine like checkup before we got married, and they basically told me like, oh, let's do some blood work since you haven't really been to the OB since you were like 18. And how old were we? Like 24? How old are we now?
or 31.
Oh my gosh, I can't even count. I think I was like 24 when I went in. So this is like however many years between. I can't do math right now. So basically, they did like blood work and all of that, and I had told them like, hey, like I know that they found a cyst on my ovary once when I was younger. So is that something we can look into? And they're like, yeah, we'll just check everything. And so at that point, that appointment, they told me, your hormones are imbalanced. You definitely have PCOS, which basically means that your ovaries, like for a woman, their ovaries have follicles and they mature, whereas mine never fully mature. So then they just keep growing, and then there's so many of them that there's no room for one to mature, so that like when a woman ovulates or releases the egg, I wasn't ovulating. So I didn't know what any of that meant. I was just like,
Right.
all right, cool, like I have this PCOS, whatever that means. But I didn't realize like, or even know that would affect me getting pregnant, until we stopped our birth control. And then the protocol really is like, they tell you it should take you about 6 to 12 months before you can, like, people get pregnant. Like, that's a normal amount of time, about how long it takes for a normal couple who doesn't have issues to get pregnant.
After getting off of the
birth control.
Thank
or
you, the
not
birth
even being on birth control. Like, so just
oh
normally it can take anywhere from 6 to 12 months. But if it's taken 6 months, that's when they kind of start looking a little bit more if you're still having issues. And I think we had gone in about 6 months, and they're like, okay, we know you have PCOS. Let's just push medication on you instead of treating your PCOS. So they put me on this medication which did all sorts of horrible things and jacked up my hormones even more, instead of like fixing it and stabilizing the actual issue. And like so there's the LH and the FSH, like a lot, the luteinizing hormone and the follicle stimulating hormone, and they're supposed to be like a 1-to-1 ratio, and my ratio was off, like very off, and that's like a normal ratio in order to ovulate, pretty much. So I wasn't stimulating the eggs to grow, I guess, like dumb it down.
Thank you. I needed that.
You really need that.
The hormone that releases the egg, the LH, they were just imbalanced. So there was no way. So literally I could get my period once a year, sometimes 2 times a year. Sometimes I would have my period for like 2 weeks straight and then be off of my period for like a day and then start it again. Like it just was very, very irregular. Poor Jacob. I was like, ah! Like so crazy because we didn't know what was going on.
And Leti, can I interrupt you for a second? Yeah. From my understanding, when a woman has PCOS, when and they put you on birth control, that's basically putting a Band-Aid on the problem, right? That's not actually going in there to treat your PCOS.
Right.
And so in turn, I mean, you're wreaking more havoc on your ovaries. So ladies, if this is your issue, you might want to change up your doctor, or maybe see if they can, put you on something other than birth control. I'm sorry, I just wanted to put that in there.
No, absolutely. Or find a doctor who is very well knowledged in PCOS, because if they don't know, have a really well knowledge of it, then you're jacked up. Like you're already, hormones are already crazy, and then they're just pumping more and more hormones into you. And you're like, I gained 20 pounds a month after they put me on birth control.
Wow.
And then with PCOS, women tend to have more testosterone. So the testosterone is overpowering the estrogen.
So you wanted to fight.
So that's why a lot of women with PCOS, it's very common for them to have a lot of hair, facial hair, a lot of acne. It's harder for them to lose weight. And I'm on the opposite spectrum of that, where I never really gained weight until they pumped a bunch of hormones in me. So yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, her first doctor was the one that wasn't the one to keep. Like what Sandy was saying, we had to find a new doctor.
It was a bad, very, very bad experience. And even when she put me on this medicine called Clomid, or it's I can't even think of the.
That's the one that's supposed to make you instantly pregnant, almost, right?
It's supposed to make you ovulate. And for someone who doesn't have PCOS, that it would make them ovulate. And that was actually the protocol back then. That's the first thing that they would put you on.
Yeah.
But again, she wasn't treating my issue. She was just kind of let's see if we can throw your body into ovulation. And so the max amount that I believe my fertility specialist said you're supposed to be on is 5 or 6 rounds of it. And she had me doing 7 or 8 rounds of that medicine. And so when we finally decided this enough is enough, we've gone 6 months of our own, and then we've gone 7 months trying this medication. And then she had me doing ovulation kits, which if you look on those boxes, it says it on there. Women with PCOS will have inaccurate results.
Oh, wow.
It's in the fine print, and I brought it up to her. I think,
why are we buying this?
Why are we spending $40 a month on these things? And she was like, no, it's fine. Just take it. And so then when we saw the fertility specialist, he was like, why are you on Clomid? Why are you taking these ovulation kits? He's like, stop all of it. Stop it all. So we went through 2 or 3 months of cleansing my body from all of that medication.
And then at the same time, though, I'm sorry, Jamie.
Go ahead, Sandy.
I said, you guys are, so on top of all the medications, so now you have the added stress of you want this baby, but then did this cause a stressor between you and your husband as far as I mean, how did you guys feel?
Letty had a lot of heartache.
Mhm.
So that was the most difficult part, because she wanted to have a child, but we weren't getting any closer.
Yeah.
You were and you were getting negative, like you were already taking steps to try to get this, but like you said a second ago, you were having to take 2 or 3 months to what did you say?
Cleanse the body.
Cleanse.
Yeah.
Cleanse. And so it's like that's not where I'm supposed to be. Like now I'm 2 or 3 months, and you keep adding that up every time we do something. It's like, good Lord.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
want to ask, if you don't mind, it kind of tacks on to what you were saying, Sandy, a little bit, but we've heard a lot from you, Letty. No dig there, but Jacob, how are you feeling through all this? What are some of the thoughts and feelings that you're experiencing and going through as the other half to this? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of men out there who'd like to hear your perspective, or maybe even other women who are dealing with this. How does the husband in this situation? What's your thoughts so far?
I mean, this was 5 years ago when we started this. So it's kind of difficult to remember, but I'm always kind of like a patient kind of person anyways. So when it comes to Letty's body and making decisions, I kind of do my best to trust her and what she thinks needs to be done. So I do my best to help whatever I can.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, again, we're also early in our marriage, so I'm not also the smartest husband at this point.
It's hard when you're there. I understand that. I can tell you about that.
I know that now I've learned a lot in child rearing and going to doctor visits and things like that. So I would think that at that point I was doing my best to listen to Letty, and I would go to her doctor appointments with her because she did not feel like her doctor was on her side.
Mhm.
So I would go, listen. We would talk about what happened. We would write down notes or things that we needed to talk about, because it helped us remember what we wanted to ask her and talk to her about. So when it came to time, understanding and knowing what we have gone through, and Letty doing her research, she's really good at doing research. Even she had realized, like, this doctor is not going to help me. So she said, what do you think about changing doctors? It's like, I mean, ask around and see who the best one is. And so she did all that work. I mean, I wanted her to feel comfortable the most, because that's also something that goes into this. I mean, stress and things like that don't help. So that's me.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys help me out, Sandy and Joe, a little bit. I feel like you said a lot of things that didn't talk about what you were feeling.
I'm really good at that.
He's very good at that.
Okay, thank you. Because I was sitting here, I'm like, I hear I hear a lot of focusing on Letty, which is good. I'm not saying that's not good. I just don't know that I understand, and maybe I know it's harder for some people. So I'm not trying to say whatever, but do you recall any of the feelings and emotions that you were going through or dealing with on your own through this?
He's saying you dodged the question.
The question was here, and you were here.
Letty, do I not speak Jacob well right now?
You do, and I did not realize it until a year or two ago, where I do things like this, and
it's okay. My father-in-law was always great at the same thing, and I'd answer the same way, and he'd be like, "Jaime, if I wanted to ask about my daughter, I'd call my daughter. I'd ask her mother. I'm asking, how did you feel?" And I'd be like, "Oh, okay." So,
well, but in his defense, in Mr. Maker's defense, he did say it was 5 years ago, and I don't really remember.
I can remember being angry, though.
Okay.
I can remember being angry by the time that we were done with our first doctor.
that would have been frustrating.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you were angry at the situation, not
Correct.
at your wife. You're just angry
No,
at the
not
situation.
at Letty. Yeah,
Right.
Letty didn't do anything to be angry about.
Did you write a strongly worded email? Because I would have.
You sure would have.
Sure, I did.
Letty's better at her emotions and knowing how she's feeling. So she is able to talk to the nurse and the doctor and say, hey, this is not right.
That reminds me of, do y'all remember Key and Peele, where I don't remember where Key plays the woman? Oh, what was her name? Anyway, she gets into all these situations and then makes him take the punches for her and everything else. That's what y'all kind of remind me of. Anyway, I'll show it later to y'all. But anyway, that's what we got a question from CPJ. She's saying, I've heard multiple couples with similar journeys say they struggled with scheduled intimate time, that it turned into a chore almost. Did you enter that season, and how did you deal with that?
We did. I haven't thought about it because right now it's kind of a weird place, but Letty has an app on her phone that tracks when we have intimate time and when we don't, and when she ovulates and when she thinks she's going to. And so she already knows all these things that are happening. So we're like, well, we got to do it because we have to have this time at least every 3 days. Was it 5 days, 3 days? Because
you have a window.
There's a window of when the sperm will live and die in the ovaries.
So would there, Letty, was it like a text that was, do it?
We had communicated about it really well.
She was like, wait, what? I'm messing with you there. Okay, so it did. So going back to Carrie's question, and so you did enter that season. You did deal with that. Okay.
I did feel like sometimes it was a chore and that it wasn't really intimate. That it was just we have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just gotta get it done.
It's.
I mean, it was fun. It was fun
like,
at the beginning because we're like, oh, we're trying and it's fun because like, oh, maybe this time, maybe that time. But like when it became like you have to schedule everything, like you're literally everything is timed like the entire time, and people will tell you like, don't stress. But it's really hard not to stress when literally when you're at the doctor and they're following your entire journey, you got to take your shots at the right time, your medicine at the right time. You got to like make sure that like the window.
Oh. We totally lost him.
Lubbock, Texas?
So I gotta tell you,
that they said.
Did they just get booted? Did we just get?
Oh, here we go.
What did you do?
Jacob slid his hand over there. He's like, "Close. Let's not."
He's like, it's time.
He's like, "Next question, please."
This is totally live, y'all.
Yeah.
We can have to have our internet connection.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But no, everything has to be timed, so it gets challenging when you're like, okay, and now you have to have sex between these days, and
were you like, oh, here's the remote, you can watch TV?
No, not quite.
Not quite.
But when it came down to our specialist, like the same thing for me. They ask you at the doctor, how long has it been since you've had sex? Because I can't do it so close to the doctor visit or so far away from the doctor visit. It's like within a 5-day window.
Oh wow!
So you're talking about
how often are you going to your appointments?
At that point, we were going like, and we don't have specialists here in town. They're an hour away.
He was.
Now he's even further.
Oh my gosh.
So we were going like probably twice, 2 or 3 times a week. Thankfully, a lot of like the tests that I had to do, I could do at the hospital here, and they could just send it to him. Like he was just very, very good with us.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came down to having to go in and like get certain tests and stuff done, like he wanted to be the one to do it. So then I would go in for those checkups and stuff like that. But
now, is this something that's covered on your insurance, or is this something out of pocket?
Some of it was.
Yeah, I actually had really good insurance at the time.
Okay.
really good. So a lot of it was covered, thankfully.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Because I guess it is. I mean, infertility is a medical. I was thinking kind of like dental when you wanted, it's cosmetic, and I guess babies aren't cosmetic. I was just trying to clear that up in my
supposedly
own.
I don't know about your kids. My kids are cosmetic.
When we chose our insurance that year, we did make sure that it would.
Yeah.
It would get covered.
So at least some of.
Because we knew that we were already, like, at that point, we were already having issues, and we were already starting to see, like, doctors and stuff like that. So,
How many years or how long were y'all in your marriage when the journey started?
A year, just over a year.
it was actually a little under a year because I stopped the birth control, like, within our first year of marriage. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it's making me crazy. And so we were, like, trying, but not trying,
Yeah.
Pretty much what we were telling everyone, like, we're trying, but we're not really trying. And so,
And then, okay, so on top of that, you have the added pressures from family and friends. When's the baby coming? When can we expect? And so I think that's probably was that another stressor for you guys?
I think so. Kind of, not really. It was more, we
didn't tell because
Yeah.
we didn't want to get people's hopes up,
we wanted to surprise them.
Oh,
So we went through it alone for
and that was tough as well
quite a long time.
because then Letty didn't have
The support I needed, which I didn't know I needed. So it was.
So you went through your journey at the beginning of your journey, or through the whole thing, just
No,
the
we
two
went
of
through
you?
like the first half of it alone. Like the first year, we did it by ourselves, and it was
Wow.
it was really challenging. And we told like a couple of close friends, but when you don't go through it, you don't really know what to say.
Right.
A lot of the things that were said were like, just stay positive. And I'm like, I can't positively put a baby in my belly. Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
It's not gonna happen.
Why don't you positively shut up?
And then when they said,
I would come home, I'd be like, ah! Like, you can't believe what this person
Oh,
said.
I can't stand that kind of talk. I mean, I get it when you're just trying to, the pat on the back for the person real quick, but for the legit
Yeah.
like stuff, it's kind of like, can you just shut up? Actually, that might help out. I think that would help out more
It is.
than telling me to be positive right now. So,
Yeah.
So we need to move on to when it happened. That's what we need to move on to.
Yeah.
don't want the good stuff.
when what happened?
Which day?
But then we left the doctor. We went to the specialist. He helped her get cleansed, gave her a different medication to be on.
To treat my ovaries.
And then when it came closer to what we did was IUI, which stands for
Intrauterine insemination. So that first step is usually try naturally. Second step is to just try with like oral medications. At this point, we were I was doing actually oral medications and daily injections. So basically
a shot,
in
which
my
I had
stomach.
to administer, and then I
Did it
kind
wrong
of-
the first time, and I was like, never do it again. And so then I had to do it to myself.
Go!
I was like, what?
I really wanted to help because she
Yeah.
asked, and it was tough to give yourself your own shot. And I didn't mean to, and I felt like I
No,
had failed her. But
You didn't.
here's the feelings I was feeling. I felt like I had failed Letty because I wanted to help her as much as I could.
That baby was just. He was not gonna let you get in there, huh? So
that first round of like the actual fertility treatments, I would do the injections, and then I would go in for like almost daily ultrasounds to see like where my ovaries were at. And then at that point, the first time we did like another shot, like a trigger shot. So the daily injections were like the medicine to help my eggs grow. And then the trigger shot was to make my body think that it was ovulating and would release the egg. And that first time that we did it, we didn't do the IUI, the procedure. Instead, we just opted to try to have sex and
Timed,
yeah.
like to like the hour.
They would say like timed intercourse, and we're like, okay, that's
So she had to take her medicine. And we were available to have intercourse.
Yep. So
How
then
many
we
days did you take off from work?
didn't.
We scheduled it for evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so and then we had to do like the whole 2-week wait and then take another test, and it was negative that month, and that was really hard for us because we felt like we did something wrong, but my body responded fine to the meds. But then the next month they're like, all right, we're going to be more aggressive, we're going to up your dosage, we're going to up the amount of times you're stabbing yourself in your belly, and then we're going to do the actual procedure, the IUI. So at this point, it was everything except for like a dosage. And then by the time that was like the timed intercourse, Jacob went in and gave his sample. They washed and like cleaned the sperm to make sure that they had like the best motility. And then went in.
Motility?
Yeah, like the fastest swimmers. What was it?
Like the cutest little
Yeah.
arms ever.
Did you say?
57
Did you
million
say
sperm.
washed and cleaned?
Yep.
Yeah, they wash them, they clean them, they like make sure.
Did you
that
say mobility or motility?
No, they call it motility. They say motility. I don't know.
Washed and cleaned,
Motility.
and then they picked the fastest runners.
They
Swimmers.
took my sample that I had to go into this. For the guys who might have to go through this, I had to go into a room all by myself. They said, there are some things in a cabinet if you want to use them. I said, no, because other people have touched these things.
Yeah, I was going to say, if other people use these.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah, so I had to go give my sample in a cup like you would, pee for a doctor or something, and
Uh-huh.
a little drawer, and they took it, and I don't know. It
I was like, I got you. Let me send you pictures.
Boom!
Right.
What a support system right there.
Right? It's like he's like, can my wife just come in with me? Is that okay?
Right.
I don't know. Why do I need them? Why do I need those?
So yeah, they took it and then they put it in a centrifuge where it spins really fast. It cleans it up. They did all the things they needed to do. It took like a half an hour.
And you're there the whole time?
Yes, because
Okay.
right after that, because they have to be
Like fresh.
live and fresh and well.
Oh,
Letty's
see, I would have been asleep.
Smoking a
I
cigarette.
had to come, like I came in. He went in there half an hour before me, and then I came in, and then they prepped me.
They put her on a bed that we played with it while they weren't there. it laid her flat by the time.
After they did, well, yeah, they put his sperm in a catheter, pretty much. So it's pretty much like
The
for any of the
Pap
women, it's like a pap smear.
Fixed.
So the exact same
The
thing, but then
baster.
they just like stick the little catheter in all the way up until the top of your uterus, like right by the opening of your fallopian tubes, and then they release all of them in there. Which, if you've ever had sex, you will never have 57 million sperm up there at the same exact time. So they were all like doing their own thing. It was so crampy. Like I don't even know. I was like, they're having a party in there. It was crazy. It was crazy.
She said crampy.
Crampy.
What was going on?
And I think she meant crampy as like a lot of
Cramped space.
stuff,
Like,
space, yeah.
yeah. And that, like, oh. Or maybe you,
Like we're shoulder to shoulder here.
So, okay, so were you like worried? Like, I only wanted one baby. I'm gonna have 57
Good
million
It was
babies.
a possibility.
We'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah, they did
I
tell
want to tell you about
us-
this bed thing first.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
okay. So,
So they take the turkey baster.
It's literally a catheter.
and little Letty. And she's laying flat on this bed, and her head is here, her legs are here, and it took her legs up like this, or her head's laying down like this, so that everything flows in.
They were like, "Don't
Oh.
move for 30 minutes." I was like,
She had to sit there for 30 minutes.
I don't think I can move.
Are you
Wow.
buckled in?
Yep.
So they didn't
Like,
want
we
it to
just
tip
don't want it
out.
to fall out. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they don't want it to tip out.
we're like, okay.
Oh yeah. But that was fun. I mean, it was fun. It was fun to do that. We didn't know what would happen. We'd only hope that
it would work.
it would work.
Yeah, I had actually 3 mature eggs that when they looked before they made my body ovulate, they're like, you have 3 mature eggs. We really think that you should skip it this month and try next month because there's a high risk that you'll have multiples. No, not happening because if we hadn't, then we wouldn't have our son. So,
She's okay with triples. Is what
I was
she's
like,
saying.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like I'd rather have 3 than 0.
Yeah. They were like,
Uh,
you can probably handle 2, but 3, your torso is too small. Like, you can't do it. But it's totally up to you. And I was like, I'm not passing on this. Like, we're moving forward. So.
oh wow.
Yeah, with treatments like this, it's always a possibility for multiples.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Would you say it's like there's a high, like it happens more often than not?
I think so. Yeah, because they're stimulating your eggs and they're trying to get as many as they can to get. Like, I mean, they're hoping for like 1 or 2.
Were you worried about becoming octo mom?
No.
Septimom.
So
like, you have 3 eggs. I was like, cool, we're good.
so you're inverted, and then you're sitting there for like 30 minutes, and they tell you not to move, and you're like, I don't know where I'm gonna go.
Right.
And
It's the moment when Jacob.
They like
And-
set a timer. They're like, you can take off whenever you're ready, and then we'll test you again in 2 weeks.
and Jacob's asleep, and
No, he was like boop boop, and I'm like, nah, nah, nah.
Here's a little.
You gotta make sure to get all those air pockets out of the way.
We do have a YouTube channel, Jacob and Leti, at YouTube, and there's a video of it on there. At the time, the doctor let us take video inside the doctor in the rooms.
That was before HIPAA.
Well, no,
No.
he just didn't
No, I'm
care.
kidding.
He didn't care. He was like, eh, sure,
Yep, he
whatever,
didn't
go
care.
for it.
So we got the
That's awesome.
video a lot of the
Yes.
first journey. Anymore, they're like, no, we can't. There's
Yeah.
even signs on the wall. No
Yeah.
video. Here. I
Yeah.
still ask, even though there's a sign.
so how long after did you find out that this is the one that worked, or is
Mhm.
this?
It was.
Okay.
Just
Yes.
one time.
Yep. So a week. Well, actually, that night we went, like, hung out with a bunch of friends, and my stomach was cramping so bad. I was like, it worked. Like, I know it worked.
You knew it.
I just felt it like in my bones, you know. And then a week later, we went on this conference. So you have like the 2-week wait, where, like, you know, you wait 2 weeks before you take the test, and that's for anybody that has had sex like during your ovulation time. Like, it takes 2 weeks before it shows up. Like, your body produces enough of the hormone to tell you you're pregnant. But a week later, we were at this conference with a friend, like our friends. We were walking back like late at night to our hotel, and I looked at Jacob and I was like, I need bacon.
She doesn't like
I
bacon.
hate bacon. Bacon is so nasty. And he looked at me and was like, you're pregnant. I was like, I'm pregnant. And then, like, a week later, it showed up positive. So
Oh, that's awesome.
we're pretty darn sure.
You
Yeah.
like bacon?
I'm like, oh,
Okay.
I need bacon. He's like, well, bacon?
Uh-huh.
Give me
That's
bacon now.
awesome. And so, how long did y'all wait to tell your family and friends?
The next day.
Oh.
Probably. Yeah, because at this point we had already told them that we were trying.
Yes.
So to keep them waiting any longer didn't make any sense because they knew that we
Yeah.
were going to the doctors. They knew we were doing all these things. They would
Okay.
already know to expect results. So if we told them that we weren't, then that would make things worse, harder for people. And
Well, and we were like we have our whole journey on YouTube, so we were updating all the time. and
Okay.
I update all the time on my Instagram too. So, because you think that like fertility is just one and done. Like, we were pretty sure, like, cool, this is gonna kick your body back into gear, but it's not that way. Like, we struggled with each of our kids in a different way.
Wow.
So,
I found the video and I'm putting it in the comments.
oh boy,
the link on that one.
Well, I
I'm
put
pretty
your
sure I'm, like,
YouTube page up. Yeah, you're like that, and
in the actual bed. Yep.
yeah, you're. That one is it's titled "Insemination Day: First IUI Infertility." I found this, so it's in the comments if y'all want to go take a look at that later. She is inverted and back and forth. It's kind of funny. You know, you look back and you'll be at your first baby, like, you know what we went through.
It was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
how old is the baby now?
He's 3.
It'll be 4
Okay.
in
He'll be born March. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys! So Jacob, pull out your phone and send me a photo so I can show everyone. If y'all don't mind, if you do, I understand. But y'all, this boy is absolutely stinking adorable. Like the cutest little thing you've ever seen, and it's like what, like he's absolutely adorable and the cutest little kid. And I gotta be honest, I didn't get to see baby number 2 too much, and so I don't remember what baby number 2 looks like.
Oh, he's our wild child.
Mm-hmm.
He's like on a whole nother level of like.
So 2 boys, and are you looking for a girl for this third time around?
I am pregnant with a girl.
It is a girl.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Letty's gonna
Girls are awesome.
better at taking pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, girls are so awesome, man. Yeah.
Well, I have no idea what I'm getting into.
I know
but
we're
I'm
like,
excited.
we don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Well,
lot more
so I have
emotion.
2 girls and a boy, and my boy is my pain in the butt because he's got a lot of energy, and I don't anymore.
It comes across on the show often, actually. I don't know that there's ever an episode where his energy does not come through the mic.
Yeah.
And I have 2 boys, and I don't know. That's all I know.
So much fun.
They are so fun.
We
Yeah.
just went to the pumpkin patch last weekend, and boy, they had a blast.
Carrie says, Sandy, did you know the second you were pregnant? I did. I looked right at Matt and high-fived him. You a daddy?
So with Cade, I did like probably 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, what am I going to tell my mom, dad?
Like, I need to go shopping for some overalls.
Yes.
That's
So I went
Sandy's
shopping
first
for
thought.
overalls.
This
Yeah, when
happened with-
Sandy was first pregnant, I had no idea, but I remember her wearing overalls all the time. She was like, "Because I was hiding my belly," and I was like, "Wait, what?"
All right, Jaime, I sent you a couple pictures.
Okay, all right.
we knew instantly too. Letty was inverted on a bed. We're like, we just made a baby.
That's funny.
And Shauna says, what a great story. My Oliver, which is her cute little grandson, is an IVF baby. Congratulations on expecting again. Yay.
Oh my stinking goodness!
And Shauna, correct me if I'm wrong. I think, and here I am telling her business, probably not even supposed to be, but
Yeah, you are.
I
Too
think her
late.
daughter had PCOS as well.
When you told me earlier, Sandy, when you told us that, or not Sandy, sorry, Letty, when you told us that doctor said you have PCOS, I imagine you saying you're PCOS.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my
Call me that.
goodness.
Yes,
So
see,
cute.
isn't he? Man, I have images of him running around church with his little bottle and just doo-doo-doo. So
He's
cute.
so cute.
Look at
Yep.
that hair. I like the.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him.
That's our
Aw.
first child.
We don't see it, but that's all right.
And that's the middle now. Will be the middle child.
You'll be the middle boy.
Oh,
Or yeah, middle.
they left us again.
Oh, they did.
They're like, it's 10 o'clock. We got to go.
Yeah.
They're like, bye. Yeah, he is a cutie.
Adam back.
But they oh,
There you go.
there we go.
Hey, thanks for coming back, y'all.
Okay.
I thought Sandy had said something wrong.
Again.
Carrie
little
says
one,
he's
that's-
beautiful.
That's our wild child.
Yeah, that's what Joe was saying. He's your he'll be the middle child now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he's gonna be even more wild. He's gonna be even more wild.
Yeah, you guys definitely have some cute babies there.
Y'all do have some precious babies. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're fans.
Mm-hmm.
You all are fans. So is 3 the stopping point, or are y'all gonna go for more?
So it's a very difficult transition from pregnancy to newborn, for me at least. As of the last one we talked about, well, Letty wants to know because she has to look forward to these things. She thinks about these things all the time. So what I need is take it one step at a time.
One kid at a time.
So what it is I've asked for the first 3 months of after birth to try to figure out where we're
To
at.
not even talk about.
Yeah, because it's a lot of work, infancy, and it's difficult. And I don't. From 0 to 3, I might say, heck no, freak show. 3, maybe. After they're 1, they're a lot of fun. So
Right.
He knows how to express his feeling on that one.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I thrive in the infancy stage. I don't know what it is. It's just.
You
So
know,
we'll
I'm
see.
kind of like you in a way, Letty, too, because I was telling Dr. Pineapples, I've told her for years, I was like, man, I wanted more kids. I can't believe we stopped at 2. And she was like, you don't want all that. You don't want all the diapers and the late nights. And I was kind of like, I really didn't mind it that much, actually. I was okay with it. And you guys, the two of them know. I mean, Sandy and Joe don't, but you guys would always see me with the girls. Like, the girls are always by me. Like, if I was out in public, if I was at church, like, the girls were always by me. So I never had a problem rolling my daughters everywhere I went. I preferred
We
it.
also call that baby amnesia.
They call that baby.
You forget about the difficult times.
Right. Yeah. You only remember the good times. You don't remember the bad times. Selective memory.
But I'm also late night. I stay up late. So whenever the kids had to, when they were stuff at late at night and they were getting up and the Kisa, I'm like, as long as you cover the morning time, because that's when I'm done in morning. But I can handle everything else during the day and the night. So we're good
Yeah,
there.
we would take shifts. Letty would get the late night shifts, so from until midnight or 1 o'clock, so that I could get at least a little bit of sleep before I had to go back to work after 1 hour.
Crazy.
Go in and
Man,
do
y'all
what I
are
did
such a good couple.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't
Y'all are
figure it out
such-
until after the first one. What we wanted. We'll talk
Yeah,
about
but
it.
the experience that you two gained from working to have the first one too, like, I mean, yeah.
Wow. Well, time flies, man. We're
Time
already at
flies
our
when you're making
hour.
babies.
When we're using all the innuendo to talk about making babies.
That was funny. So, hold on real quick. I'll show you one more thing I wanted to show you before y'all leave. Is Chrome tab. All right. So, what was it? No,
No.
that was a fail. I had a. There we go. Boom. So I looked up some of the songs that were out there that were some favorites, songs to play when you're in the room with the bed, right? And so these were some of those songs that were out there. And I meant to get some of the people that sent us those, but time and naps, it got to be a little difficult. So, but I was like, oh, were any of these songs on the list that y'all sent earlier? And if not, just giving you guys a little inspiration.
And they're out.
And they're gone.
And with that,
I found one they liked, and they were like, "Oh,
They're like, oh yeah, you remember that one?
they're like, let's pretend our internet went out.
y'all didn't hear all that, did y'all?"
Nope, they didn't hear that.
We were like, "I guess y'all found one that y'all really liked."
She said deuces.
Thanks for having us on.
It's like, we ain't trying anymore, but we can still practice.
We're not on any schedule anymore, so it's all good. Jacob, Letty, I want to say thank y'all for coming on. Before we let you go, we want to give you some time to kind of just tell the audience, whatever it is you want to say, whatever shout out you want to give, whatever product, whatever news piece of advice you want to give, whatever it is. This is your time for just the spotlight to shine on only you two.
I think the only thing I would say is that trust your body, trust yourself, confide in each other, and your body. And if you need this support, you can reach out to Jake and I. We've been through it.
Yeah. And guys, you have no idea what she's going through. That's what I know. So just do your best to listen. And as men, we like to fix things, and I learned that as well, that we can't always fix what's happening. So listening and just being there for your significant other is the way to go. Because if you try to fix it, it just makes it worse.
Yeah. If you don't feel like you're getting the support you need from your doctor, like it's okay to find another one. Like, don't waste your time because.
Hi, Sandy.
What were you saying again?
I was just like,
I'm glad you weren't doing. I'm glad you weren't doing anything.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Were y'all done with your message?
I don't know what happened, but we're just...
Internet happened.
Yeah.
Well, so the finally was, if you don't like your doctor, it's okay to move on. I think that's what y'all were saying at the end there. So definitely.
but Mr. Maker had some really good points for the men.
We can't fix everything.
You can't fix everything. Listen. Do everything your wife says. Not really. He didn't say that.
Make sure a sandwich with you on the sandwich.
Yeah. And make sure that you play with the bed.
Right. To be more successful.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, you gotta shake it.
I was like, what? What are you even talking about right now?
No, see,
Okay.
you weren't paying attention. So
No, you said play with the bed. I was like,
I know they know what I was talking about though,
We know
because
what
we had
you're
talked
talking
about it. It's okay. It's all right, Mr. Pineapples. It's okay.
We can try again tomorrow.
No, but seriously, guys, Jacob, Letty, thank you guys so much for coming on tonight and telling your story and sharing it with everyone. I appreciate y'all being so vulnerable. Like, you guys are like legit awesome, just being able to share everything you did.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thanks
I
so
appreciate
much,
that.
And
Thanks
everyone,
for being fun. Yeah,
yeah,
fun talking about it.
I put the YouTube in the comments for everyone if you want to go watch not just the video with the inversion bed, but if also you just want to watch their or follow their subscribe to their YouTube channel. I'll also in a moment put in their website. You guys got a website you were talking about earlier,
Letty has a blog,
right? Or blog. I'm sorry. And I'm putting that in there right now. There. And so if you guys all want to go check that out also, go hang out there. But otherwise, Letty, Jacob, we're going to let you guys go. Have a good night. Go hang out in the green room, and we'll see you on just a minute, okay?
Thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate it.
On.
See ya.
All right.
They were fun.
Yeah,
Right?
I do like them. Not normally. I mean, outside of the show, I do like them too a lot. So,
okay. So this wasn't just an act. What you're doing right now, it's just
Right.
No, I really enjoy them a lot, actually. Fun fact: so that chocolate cake I made, that I told you about, that legit
the tuxedo cake or something like that.
the
3-day
5011, yeah, that one. So they were the recipients of that cake.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
So they got to taste a cake that Sandy and I.
Wait,
never
why
tasted.
didn't you tell us that? We would have asked them how good it was or how bad it
I
was.
didn't want them talking about it during the show. Y'all could ask them in the after show. I didn't want the.
We'll see. That's fine. It's cool.
You know, I normally love the spotlight, but the point was to put the spotlight on them, not me.
Yeah.
But
I'm shocked you didn't throw that in till just now so that the spotlight could shine on you.
Right.
Well, less people, more light. You know how that works out. So, anyhow, so everyone, we are going to tonight. We're signing off like normal. Saturday, you can go catch Sandy over on Sandy Talk Sheet.
Halloween special.
Yes, it's gonna be
Awesome.
a good one. You want to give him a preview, Sandy, or no?
Okay, so yes, we are going to talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre
what?
versus Ed Gein. So we're going to compare and contrast the movies with my friend TC. She's the movie buff, and I'm the true crime buff. So we'll see how loosely based it is,
Yeah, or
how
closely.
accurate.
how accurate. So, and then on Sunday night, check out our other friends on the Strange Connection show. They're going to be doing their thing. They're starting their their second episode for the Matters of the Heart.
And it's going to be adoptions.
Okay,
Ooh,
adoption. Oh, there you
pretty
go.
cool.
Adoptions. And then we'll be back next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But guys, remember Monday, we're going to be playing our game where we get our 2 cents in. If you have any of those that
It's
you want
usually more
advice
than
from
2
us,
cents.
We throw in about a nickel's worth.
I think so.
I got a dime on it. I got 5 on it. Anyway, throw us anything you want us to comment on during those times. It was pretty fun doing it this last Monday.
Yeah.
And then we'll take some rip from the headlines and catch up from the week also. Next Tuesday is the election night. We will be here, and we've got a guest lined up who's going to be talking about that cool thing that we've been talking about with the Pineapple Project. And so we're going to have someone come on to help us understand a little bit more and share with you all more about that. So please come on Tuesday night to check that out, definitely. Anything else, guys? Joe?
I think that's it.
I figured out what was going on.
You did? What?
There. I had my monitor was too bright. His cousin. So see?
Dang it. That's right. All right, everyone. Well, we love you. Have a great night. And as usual,
remember to wash your hands
for at least 20 seconds.
You filthy animals.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
It's the Social UnDistancing Show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the Social UnDistancing Show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the Social UnDistancing Show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the Social UnDistancing Show. How did you not know? How did you not know?